What's happening, everyone? It's Mia in the morning here checking in with a good person, a good friend, DJ, producer, co-founder of Department of Sound. What's up, John Hamilton? How you doing, man?
What's up, Mia? Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
I heard you are doing some good stuff with Department of Sound, and I really want the people of Sacramento that don't know about this program. I want you to break it down on what this is and the opportunities you guys are bringing for these kids and the youth out there that love music.
For sure. So we started this organization basically to provide opportunities for youth, and we do that mainly through music production classes, music entrepreneurship courses, creative economy type classes, and we've basically been doing this in after-school programs, and then more recently with COVID, we've moved online, and now in the fall, we're starting to integrate into the schools, the actual school districts themselves.
This is so beautiful. How long has this program been around? When did you guys start this?
We started it late 2018, and then we did a few pilot workshops throughout 2019, started getting some funding, and then really started hitting it hard early this year. And we've had at least a few hundred kids in the last few months go through the program.
That's awesome.
And ideally, we're going to have thousands of kids this fall. So
how is the response with these kids? Like, you know, sometimes I think kids could be a little shy when it comes to music or like DJing or getting into that field. Like, what do you see within these kids, like when you're actually, you know, when they're going through the program?
For sure. So my co-founder, one of my best friends, Tyler Garnett, he had more experience working with kids.
Yeah.
He did AmeriCorps and things like that. So when we first did the first few classes, he was the one to kind of taking the lead because, you know, middle school kids, high school kids, especially when they're, you know, we're coming in as strangers. You don't know what to expect. You know, you got to kind of win them over. But, you know, we're dealing with music. You know, music is the top interest of kids these age. It's the top interest of a lot of people throughout their lives. So we kind of have a cheat code with that. You know, we come in, we start playing stuff. We always make sure we have a big sound system with a nice sub. And so we get these kids lit up pretty quick. And the nice thing is we teach everything based off of this very basic sound trap music production platform. And by the end of the first class, the kids are making their own beats. They're sharing them with each other. And so that lights them up real quick.
That's so beautiful. I mean, music is a universal language, and we all connect with it in so many different ways. Summer of Sound is the summer program that's happening right now. So you guys kicked that off on June 22nd. It's going on through September 22nd, and this is the virtual experience of this program. And can kids still sign up? It's a free program from what I'm learning, right?
100%. So the kids can still go to departmentofsound.org, DEPT of sound.org, and you'll see a link there for Summer of Sound. That's our totally free online program. We had full programming planned for spring and summer, starting at the beginning of the year, and we had that all planned out, and we had to make a quick pivot with COVID. And we realized if we can create some type of hybrid, go at your own pace online course, but still be able to check in and do beat showcases and things like that. Like we've got a beat showcase this Friday.
Nice.
We're able to hit so many more kids because, you know, once you kind of get these kids started on things like this, if they show interest in it, they run with it. You know, they're teaching us how to do things. So, you know, it's been really cool seeing the response of like hundreds of kids signing up, and we think we're going to have a lot more in the next month or two.
So these kids are learning how to make beats, audio recording, instrumentation from what I'm learning. And
podcasts as well.
Wow. So this is a full course. This is so cool.
Absolutely.
What inspired you guys to create this for our youth? I mean, I know you guys are involved with music. I mean, you're a producer, you're a DJ, you're a Sacramento Kings DJ, you know, like why was it important for you to do this for the youth?
I think for me, I graduated high school in Sacramento, as did my co-founder friend Tyler. And I moved to New York, and he moved to LA, and then he lived in a few other cities. I mainly stayed in New York, and we did that in part because we didn't see, you know, music and arts opportunities for us in Sacramento at that time.
Yeah.
So fast forward a bit, 2014, 2015, I started spending a lot more time in Sacramento, and Tyler as well. And we just noticed this massive change that had happened in that 8-year or so gap. Stuff was being invested back into the community. where the Bay Area would poach talent before, it seemed like people were leaving the Bay Area and, making their homes in Sacramento. And we realized that, already there's such an appreciation for arts within the region. If we help foster that, we could really have a thriving music community here, even more than we do now. And, let's say 10 years ago, you needed to be in a music city to really make it as an artist, or at least to up your chances. But now with the internet, it doesn't matter. You're distributing everything online. So we realized that Sacramento is like in this perfect scenario, as long as, certain plants are watered and seeds are sown, to really have this kind of musical renaissance.
And Sacramento is growing so much. It's going to be just so much bigger, I think, in the next even just 5 years. So it's good that you're giving back to your own community and where you're from. You have this industry insight series. Tell me about that, because I think it's cool how you're bringing the music industry talk, and you're covering music licensing and educating them on all that. Tell me about that series.
I think that when a lot of people start talking about music production and DJing and even becoming a manager, working in concerts, it's kind of this pipe dream. And if they're introduced to it, they don't get the exposure to actually the economics and the business of it. And I think for us, we wanted to not only introduce them to production, introduce them to creating with audio, but show them, how do you actually make money off this? How do you do it through side? Exactly. How do you do it through live performances? How do you do it through licensing your beats or your music into movies, TV, games, commercials? How do you do it through self-publishing, through Spotify, Apple Music, things like that? Wow. So what we do using our connects, that, I have myself, but then we've got an awesome board of advisors and board of directors, a lot of who are, working in the music industry. Every couple of weeks we have kind of a panel, and it'll have a certain subject. So yeah, we just finished a music licensing one, and we're going to have more on music management, distribution and marketing, and everything's live, but then we also record it. So we're kind of building this content database of unbiased information where we're just putting it out there for people to free to consume.
That's really dope. I think it's important for people that are involved with music and to know about licensing and the business side of it, because that is how you are going to make money. So yeah, kudos for that. That's pretty awesome. And where can people get this information? Like if they want to go and sign up or just learn more about this, where can they go?
Departmentofsound.org. It's DEPT of sound.org. And I also want to reiterate, the program is totally free. Yes. Free for kids, families, parents. Sign up on there. You're going to get our course for free, and then we're going to teach you how to go through the Soundtrap software, which is also free as well. So check that out.
And who is sponsoring all of this? I have to ask, because it seems like this is a lot of work. You know what I mean? Who's involved?
Well, I'll first and foremost say that we got an amazing team with a small team across Sacramento, New York, and LA. Got one person in Philly as well. But, we've just been hustling on this stuff. But yeah, we've gotten awesome money from some national foundations, the city of Sacramento, county of Sacramento, Sacramento Metro Chamber of Commerce. They gave us our first grant that got us started. I believe that was like late 2018. So yeah, we're definitely appreciative of all that money.
Was it hard to get people to believe in this program? Because, growing up, like I do radio, right? I'm sure maybe you went through this, maybe you didn't, but, my mom at first was like, radio, you know what I mean? Are you sure? Was it difficult to get people to really believe in like, hey, music could be a career, DJing could be a career, being a producer, you know what I mean? Making your own beats. Like, was there a challenge in that?
For sure. I think we're kind of up against two obstacles. Number one, as a new business and then as a nonprofit, everyone's a little bit skeptical at first to give you money, to give you support, to give you time, because, chances are you're going to fail. I mean, statistically, nonprofits don't stick around for that long. So we just made sure to ask a ton of questions, get advisors on board that were very open and honest with us. And while we believed from the start we had a very good idea, we were very open to advice and open to other people's and other organizations' advice for us as we started. 916 Inc. It's a creative writing nonprofit based in Sacramento. They've been amazing at helping us grow, and we're starting some partnerships with them that's going to involve our kids making beats and their kids kind of writing the lyrics and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely been hard out of the gates, but yeah, you know, when it comes to music, I think what we had to do is we had to really emphasize all that creative economy stuff. And that's a huge buzzword at City Hall right now. They want to build up the creative economy and everything. And and you need music to do that largely. You know, music is what venues are centered around, bars, concerts, you know, and when you even go further, just because you're going to pay someone, let's say $150K a year and bring engineering jobs into Sacramento, that doesn't mean they want to come here. People are coming for the culture of a place, and without music and without the arts, the culture isn't there. So, you know, we started making some of those we started making some of those arguments, and people really started to gravitate towards us. And it's very much been like a get a little money, do an awesome program, blow it out of the water, get a little more, do another program, keep going from there. But, you know, we're building pretty quick. And with COVID now, we've realized that we're one of the only, one of the few organizations that's been able to adapt, just purely because we're largely, you know, computer based. And so we're seeing a huge need and ask for our services right now.
This is so dope. I really love this program. I'm definitely going to spread the word and tell everybody about it. This is so great because I believe in this. I believe in music. You know, I'm involved in the industry. John Hamilton, thank you so much for getting on the Zoom call and talking about this. We're going to spread the word, and it's just great. Keep up the good work. And if there's any support that you guys may need from us, let us know. You know what I mean? We're all about the youth and getting the word out there for programs like this, you know, and I think it's a good time too, because kids are not being, you know, they're not in school. So it's good to stimulate their mind with some of the arts and a little bit of everything, right? So.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. And, you know, been a huge KSFM fan, like I said, since I was very young. So this is big for me.